Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. My name is Ramses Syamsanom, and so this is my video of me presenting, or I must say, comparing between a book and its movie adaptation. So I will be talking about The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, which was written by Washington Irving in 1820. But there are several adaptations of this book, such as Sleepy Hollow by Disney, and then there is Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow in 1999, and then there's Fox TV series Sleepy Hollow. But in this special occasion, I will be talking about the 1999 Tim Burton Sleepy Hollow. The reason I picked Tim Burton's adaptation is because, in my opinion, it is the most relevant with the initial topic where it talk about the Headless Horseman. The Headless Horseman is a mythical creature of a headless Hessian trooper riding a black horse. So, he was a ghost of Sleepy Hollow, and I think that Tim Burton's adaptation is the most suitable with the initial purpose of the short story, which was it had to tell a horror tale. So, okay, first of all, I would like to talk about the main focus of both of the story. In Irving's Sleepy Hollow, it mainly tells about the story of Ichabod Crane, who was a schoolmaster. Uh, Ichabod possessed a great voice, so he became a singing teacher in Sleepy Hollow. He went from one house to another to ask for food. Ichabod is rather a person who is rather broke, I must say, because he went from one house to another to ask for food, as I said, and he liked to talk to the housewife about the mysteries of the land, the gossips. He liked to talk about such things, and then he liked to flirt with the daughter of the daughter of the housewives. Uh, Ichabod was a rather strict teacher, but also he was kind in many ways. He liked to help people with fixing their fences and other stuff. So the book was written with a really small amount of dialogue, and it mostly tells about the gloomy scenery of Sleepy Hollow. Most of the narration was mainly filled with adjectives to describe the settings, but this also pushed the reader's imagination to their limit. Well, yeah, of course, due to the lack of dialogue. The book talked more about the love triangle quarrel between Ichabod, Brom, and Katrina. Brom and Ichabod use their own ways of getting Katrina's heart and affection. Katrina is the daughter of Baltus Van Tassel. She was a young woman of 18 and one of the prettiest in the neighborhood. Moving on, the movie focused on telling the story of the Headless Horseman. In the movie, Ichabod was a constable or a police officer from New York. He stood up against the torture ways that are used in New York to punish people for doing criminal stuff. The judge or the people of New York disagreed with Ichabod's opinion, so the judge sent him to Sleepy Hollow to investigate a case of people being beheaded. When he arrived at Sleepy Hollow, he met Baltus Van Tassel, Judge Phillips, Reverend Steenwick, the notary Hardenbrook, and Dr. Lancaster, and many others to support the motive of evil that are done in Sleepy Hollow. Eventually, Cabot found out that the Headless Horseman was controlled by Lady Van Tassel to obtain the legacy of Peter Van Garrett's. So what I like the most is how Tim Burton adapted the story to be an actual horror story with a little pinch of murder mystery solving, rather than a love triangle quarrel. And as I expected of Tim Burton, he he directed the movie, so it became really gloomy, dark. Yeah, he made the scenery really dark, and it suits the story really well. When Ichabod arrived in Sleepy Hollow, people look at him and then close their window, close their door. Well, the classic, classic thing to do, and people know that there is bad thing that will come if he come near. Yeah, more or less that is the difference between the main story of the book and the movie. Moving on, the characters are presented differently. In the book, Ichabod was described as a tall man with his arm hanging from his sleeve, really far from his sleeves, and he's a flirty man, and he was described a cheerful man. While in the movie, Ichabod dressed really fine. He dressed the way a gentleman would dress, and he acted really cold, awkward. He couldn't stand to see blood, uh, although he was a doctor, perhaps. He was a constable, an officer, but he examined dead bodies. Uh, because the story was told differently, the characters were also different. There were more characters in the movie rather than the book, because the movie told about how the people of Sleepy Hollow, or perhaps the leaders of the people, Reverend Steenwick, Judge Phillips, Dr. Lancaster, the Notary Hardenbrook, and Baltus Van Tassel himself. They want to steal Van Garrett's legacy and cover their tracks with the use of the horsemen. Why Ichabod was presented differently in the movie? Because he needed to be a constable who was commanding, or yeah, he needs to be look like the person who is in charge, and he needed to focus on his task and his orientation as an inventor, because he want to punish criminals a different way, so he invented many gadgets. Then his curiosity also helped him to achieve its main goal, the movie main goal, where Ichabod must uncover the mystery of the Headless Hessian. Overall, I love the movie more than the book, because if it tells about the Headless Horseman, then it should be a horror movie. But instead, Washington Irving did not focus on making that kind of story. Tim Burton did a great job adapting the book to film, and it brings out more the whole essence of Sleepy Hollow and the Headless Horseman. And I guess that is the points I think the most interesting to me to discuss, and I guess that is all from me. And I must apologize if I made any mistake discussing both the movie and the novel or the book. And I think that is all from me. Thank you very much for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.